Hello and welcome to this review of Gibson's finest Canadian whiskey, rare. This is the 12-year. Well, I don't know how rare it really is. It's produced by William Grant and Sons of New York, actually Scotland. Tastes fully aged. I bought this glass, 1.75 liter bottle at Savannah discount on Louisiana Highway 45 northbound in Marrero, Louisiana. It says we age it 12 years as opposed, I'm just going to summarize it, 12 years as opposed to 3 years, which is required by the law of Canada. Alright, whiskey made the time-honored way, aged for smoothness and richer taste, matured and bottled in Ontario, Canada. Alright, so what a great price. $9.99 plus tax for this huge glass bottle of Gibson's finest. I was stunned. I'm still kind of like in disbelief about it, but didn't ask questions, I just bought it. The Whiskey Scout was telling me, if you review that, we can examine it because I have a bottle. I said, okay. I was going to do Heir to the Throne before this, but I figured he's got it, I can go ahead and review it. Nice little Canadian maple leaf there on the cap. It's going to come off. Alright, and it's corked. Real cork, not some plastic cork. Look at that. Actual cork. Alright, so once again, the price is beyond belief. I was so glad I found out about Savannah discount. Thank you, Sazerac Company. And Gibson's was a whiskey that began in the United States, and due to Prohibition, they moved up to Canada. Now it's a Canadian whiskey. I don't think it's too well known in the United States of America, maybe in some states on the Canadian border, but around here, most of these stores do not have it. All right. Okay, let's give it some good swirling. Nice alcohol legs, prominent. It's pretty pale. Get a little more light here. Pretty pale. That's giving me the impression that it's not colored, because in the barrel for 12 years, and this is how light it is. So that looks like a true blue or true gold Canadian item without coloring. Alright. The aroma is sort of familiar. It smells like other Canadian whiskeys I've had. It's very mild and mellow. There's some rye spice to it. Definite rye spice at the back end of the sniff. Mainly you just get corn, I guess, sweet corn. And maybe a shade of flavoring. I know it can be up to over 9% flavoring, but I don't think it's nearly as high as many of the others. Could have some flavoring. Alright. Probably be the best value I'll ever find on Canadian whiskey. I can't see how I could beat that. I mean, yeah, I saw the Caliber Canadian 1.75 for $9.96, so 3 cents cheaper. Big plastic bottle. Not aged 12 years. Nope. So I'm not going to say much more about the aroma. It's pretty standard, but good. Okay, the taste. And the website for Gibson's, it doesn't say too much. It's basically just saying, it's good. We have a new label design. My friend David has a 750 milliliter bottle of this with the old design. But that doesn't tell me too much about what's inside the bottle decorated with that new label. And the William Grant Company just has like a link. You say, this is good. Here's a link to the website, which doesn't tell you much. On the other hand, the Clan McGregor website, another William Grant and Sons company, Clan McGregor, gives you very extensive detail, intricate detail. Okay. This would be like the stereotypical whiskey flavor, like what you would call a flavor generally associated with standard North American whiskey, American or Canadian doesn't matter. Okay? The dried flowers, some candied fruitcake fruit, the grain, corn grain, maybe some barley malt, barley whiskey, malt whiskey, straight barley malt whiskey. Wood. What about wood? It's present. It's very faint. The mouth feels medium, moderate. The finish is on the lingering side. It does hang around a little bit. It doesn't drop right off. There's a refrigerator. I was hoping to beat that. But it's very pleasant. Is it remarkable and like significantly different from other Canadian whiskeys I've had? No, I wouldn't say that. It definitely tastes like a Canadian whiskey. And you say, well, what does that mean? Describe that to me. I've never had a Canadian whiskey. No, I don't think that would be a good idea for me to try to describe that. I think a better idea would be you go buy some Canadian whiskeys. Like, let's think of some popular ones. You can get Black Velvet, Canadian Club, Rich and Rare, the Gibson's Finest, and maybe some of these. I've never tried these yet, so I really don't want to speak to those. And check those out, and then you'll start getting an idea of what I'm talking about. Collingwood, I heard was good. A Canadian Mist would be a good example. Prototype, it's a little bland, but you'll still get the flavor. You'll get the Canadian whiskey character. Now I'm looking over there at a 12-year age that has a richer flavor and a darker color. Now the dark might come from coloring, okay? Added coloring, but I don't know that. This is the Canadian Club Small Batch. See how dark? No. And it doesn't have a real cork. It's got a rubberized cork. Oh well, thank you John Anilli for this. This bottle, he said, was like about 24 bucks. So, $24 for this, or $9.99 for that. But that's not the normal price, okay? I don't know what's going on the west bank of the Mississippi River in Jefferson Parish, but I'm glad about what's going on, because I'm benefiting from it in this sense. So, a guy in Canada told me, I think it was Shane Giggy, he said, this would not be $9.99 in Canada. He said a bottle this size would be like $63. Something like that. Might have been Michael Jennings. He said it's incredible, like, how would you buy that cheap? I don't know. Now what would I score it? Well, I think the wood character is building as I drank on it. The oak is building. It's not going to ever get to be really profound or strong. It's there. Well, I would say it's very good. I'll say a B plus, 89 out of 100. My B plus would be 88 to 89. That's a little small range there. 88 to 89, B plus. So I'm going to say 89 because I like the way the wood is building. It's an interesting history if you read about how it started in the United States and got chased off by Prohibition. That would be a good argument against those kind of laws. But anyway, so Les Allées Bon Temps Roulé, very enjoyable, even though it's not like we say remarkable or differentiated, but it's very enjoyable, a very enjoyable Canadian blended whiskey. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.